listening to Fresh Take.
You are listening to the Fresh Take Network.
You're listening to the Fresh Take Network.
What it is, what it do? Welcome to Fresh Take, the rundown. Joshua Adamley, Marathon with the town, sexy, dangerous, the Devan here. It's Devan Seal.
I feel like a bit of a hater lately, but that's just me.
For the fourth consecutive week, I won't start with K-pop Demon Hunters, although we have big news with K-pop Demon. We have bigger news, Devan.
What? No.
Red alert.
We're not doing this.
Judas news.
Oh, okay. I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Just when you thought you were out, they keep bringing you back in, hey?
I go on a post and I see Campfire Games and Ken Levine do a tweet. And I'm like, are we back? Like, we're back.
You know what? I don't often agree with all of your optimism all the time, but when it hits, I actually feel very happy for you. I really I'm celebrating this win for you. I hope it turns into something very good, and I hope that we all can enjoy his next game.
Now, I do appreciate them saying we cannot give you a date. And I mean, they admitted like the reason we're quiet is because we're a small studio. We can't afford. I mean, it's something I never really even thought about. It's like trailers are expensive to make. Like,
Sure.
We would rather give you some screenshots and explain the gameplay on a blog than waste time with the trailer. Maybe I'm over rationalizing it now. I don't care. But we'd rather send you some screenshots, give you a blog of where everything is, because we're just a small studio, instead of making a trailer. That takes time and effort and money to put into a trailer. Yes, the game is still coming. Calm down. Put it on your wish list. We won't give you a date, because as soon as we give you a date, then we've missed the date. Then we've seen what happens with I mean, I think that's what's happening with so many games, right? It's why GTA waited and waited and waited. It's why Interstellar doesn't have a date yet as well. It's why so many of these big AAA games, they will not, even when Switch had Donkey Kong come out, I don't think Bonanza had a date right away.
Good question. Well, one of the things that let's dig a little deeper in this conversation. And if we're being honest, one of the big hiccups in terms of distribution is actually just physically making and printing CDs and cases for games. It's the same thing that's happened to music, right? When all you have to do is click a button to upload to Apple and to Spotify. What's the big rush to announce things? Especially and it actually hurts you more than it helps you to go through like the Frank Ocean effect of constantly changing it, constantly delaying it, and then it becomes a joke on itself, and then suddenly you're not taken as seriously anymore as an artist. So whatever. I mean, this is a good thing, because now we just saw it with the Hollow Knight sequel, right? Gamescom came, they gave a date. It's coming out next week on like the 4th. The end. Boom, perfect. Now people have been speculating it for so long. People had given up on the game, and now you can just be happy that you get what you wanted. So
I mean, I was debating selling my PS4 and then maybe getting it back when Interstellar came. So it's like there's two games. I'm only two games I'm excited for, which is Judas and Interstellar. Like, people can get mad, but if people know Devan and I, will I play GTA? There's a high chance I will play GTA. But am I like, when we do our most anticipated list next year, it probably won't be in Devan and I's either of our lists for our top 10. It'll be in Adam's list, I'm sure, but I doubt it'll be in either of our lists.
Honorable mention, number 10, I'm not anti-GTA. I am.
I'm not anti-GTA. I've just not been a big, fan of it.
Yeah, whatever. It's just us spending another however many months. When do they say it's coming out? March or something? May. Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly, because I'm not that excited, it's going to come really fast. I got other things to worry about in my personal life that I don't like. I'm not counting down the days until GTA. Yeah. And you know what? If something changes and I really want to take a dive and take a risk on something that sounds really cool, and I know GTA is going to be really cool, then I will do that. But man, I've been getting less and less interested in kind of modern games, so to speak,
Yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah.
And now that I have a computer that runs Steam, I've just really been enjoying finding these hidden gems, even more so than on PlayStation, because the PlayStation sales suck really bad. Like Steam, I just got this hacking game for $1.97 the other day,
Amazing.
where you literally learn how to hack computers. Like you have to like type in commands and shit like that, and then like have to delete your tracks and delete the log files, and you have to copy programs and stuff like that. And it's totally like fictitious, but like it's just a fun little, like, it's a new skill set that I've never really thought that it would be interesting to try. And I've only done the tutorial, but like pretty cool.
Pretty cool. That's the good thing about Steam. I mean, I still got to finish Astrobot. So still the finish, but I haven't really touched my PlayStation in a while. Like the only game I've played is Snap, really. That's the only game I've played really is Snap. Let's get the thing that Devan doesn't care about as much out of the way. K-pop Demon Hunter news. Two big news now.
This delays it. Oh, 3? Okay.
3 things.
That delays it by 3 days. Every time you bring it up.
I think we might be done with news after this week, though, for a bit.
For K-pop Demon Hunters, or for just for anything?
I think unless you watch it within the next week, we probably won't talk about it next week.
Well, I want to give it a lot of credit. I don't want to seem like I'm a hater. I'm actually just doing this to pull Josh's leg now. The amount of legs that this movie has is just phenomenal. The amount of like lightning in a bottle that this movie has is phenomenal. The fact that toy companies said no, the fact that
Sony said no.
Yeah, Sony and Netflix are now like in a rush to make a sequel. All this is great news. I'm just bugging Josh now, so take it away.
Most watched movie in the history of Netflix. $20 million at the box office after being on Netflix for 2 months. And
that's the crazy part.
And the Funko Pops came out today, and the official ramen is coming as well. So there's 4.
The
so 4 days delayed.
ramen. The official ramen. The one thing that I'll say about this movie and the success that it actually is bringing, which is a good thing. The worst part about this is that a bunch of streamers or content creators, movie people, studios, whatever, are going to think that this is what people want, like, and this formula works. And then they're going to try to duplicate it over and over and over and over and over again, when in reality, this is the lightning in a bottle. This is the equivalent of, like, this is Netflix version of Avatar in 2012 with like 3D theaters. There's no way that the next movie is going to, like, because at some point in time next year, they're going to be like, off the success of Demon Hunters, we're going to copy the exact same marketing strategy and it's going to work really, really well. It's not going to do that at all. So I just want to get that out there.
100%. Like you said too, the crazy thing is that it made $20 million in the box office for a sing-along after being
cool
on Netflix for that long is insanity.
Yeah.
I mean, I like, in my profession, being a sports broadcaster, I'm like, will this be cool enough that I can use the lines on a broadcast in a month and a half? And I think I'll be okay because I start doing my job again mid-October. And I think this is the biggest Halloween costume as well now. So,
ooh, okay.
Yeah, I think this is when we saw Superman, I said to you, I thought that Superman and Crypto, and I still think that'll be a good.
I think Crypto for dogs.
Yes. Yeah. But we're going to see a lot of Saja Boys and a lot of Huntrix this year.
Are they making Halloween? Have you seen any yet?
Oh, yeah. They're already making them.
Okay. Because I was going to say, like, if
there's more in a rush on those than there is the Squishmallows and the Funko Pops and all that. There's more in a rush in the Halloween costumes right now, apparently.
Because I was going to say, like I haven't been to Walmart in a hot minute. If I go there like around the Halloween time and I see costumes out, then I see it having a real chance of it being like, just especially in this neighborhood, it's so hard to tell I get a lot of my kid news from you. There's a lot of kids in this neighborhood. We
Yeah.
go all out for our own Halloweens and have a lot of fun with it. But our costumes are never really that topical. Like we all just kind of just choose stuff that's like a theme. Like we always do group stuff. Like we did Harry Potter one year and did Spider-Man another year and stuff like that. So I don't think like I'd be surprised if people were K-pop demon hunter stuff here. But I expect maybe one or two, but I don't expect a lot.
Like the one year when Lasso came out, that was like every 25 to 40-year-old was dressed as Ted Lasso. Like that was
100%.
the thing. I guess I do think crypto will be a big thing for dogs this Halloween.
Yeah.
Spider-Verse, you definitely saw a lot of Miles and Gwen and Peter that year. Obviously Frozen almost every year. There's someone in Frozen, but I think all those little girls that were Frozen are now going to be Huntrix, and there's going to be some dads dressed as Soldier Boys, and there's going to be some moms dressed as Huntrix, and
and that's kind of the funny thing is they're like, did you tell them about the movie or how did they find out about it?
I watched it and then I called them. I'm not saying my niece's name's on the air, but I called them and I said, like, have you heard of this movie K-pop Demon? Yeah, we have. And then they like started singing the songs.
Oh, that's cool. So so some people were finding out about this organically, and then now like the news cycle is it's becoming like a bigger deal.
Now I think it's kind of hard to ignore it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm intrigued by it. I think and also but I also think like to your point about, the overlap of Wicked and K-pop Demon Hunters, the Venn diagram is not very big.
No. Do you think there's part of you? I mentioned this, I think, in a prior pod. I always remember with my sister, she loved the band Billy Talent. And then Billy Talent became pretty big all of a sudden. And she's like, I don't like them anymore because they were indie popular. Yeah. Is there a kind of part of you because of like, I was an anime and this kind of style, and now everyone's liking it because of this version? This is bullshit. Because I've seen a few people that are like, I'm not trying to be a hater, but like, this is the one you like?
I think earlier in my life, if you would ask me that, I probably would have said yes. That probably is what influenced a lot of me, like not watching Game of Thrones, for example.
Mm-hmm.
I was never into Game of Thrones before the books, like when the books came out or anything like that. I wasn't like hip to it. I just kind of like everyone just kind of like it almost like they oversold it to me. And then I think in my mind, I was like, oh, it will never live up to these expectations. Like how my friends are talking about it. Because they're like, oh, did you see this? And did you see this? And did you see this? And this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And I think when I heard those conversations for days and months and then years, I just kind of was like, there's no way. Like I actually like hearing my friends talk about it more than I want to actually see the show.
Yeah.
So the K-pop Demon Hunters thing, like I am trying to not be chronically online. And I am certainly not trying to be chronically online with other people like Twitter or Threads or whatever. Like I actually am go out of my way now to not read comments on stuff. So a lot of my interests are like very self-contained. And also, but because of that, I don't feel pressured by going along with the popular consensus. And I'm not going to hate on people if they like it or don't like it.
Nor have you ever. I mean, that's been, I think, the best dynamic of this podcast, right? I have been the more pop culture kind of go with the crowd, or like, okay, not even like
you're the water cooler guy.
I'm the water cooler guy. This is taking over pop culture. Why is this taking over pop culture? I must find out. And you're, in your indie corner. Yeah, if I want to check it out, I'll check it out. If not, whatever, man. So, and I think that's what has made the rundown, in my opinion, such a good dynamic, is because you have those two parallels of things, and when stuff comes together that both connect on it or both, it's wonderful. But you'll always get your news because of, hey, this pop culture thing happened. This is what's going on with it, and I'll always get my thing like, oh, I hadn't heard about it. Tell me about it, and that's what makes the peanut butter and the jelly make a good sandwich here on the rundown.
What kind of jelly would you be?
raspberry. But if on peanut butter, I got to be crunchy.
Oh, 100% crunchy. Okay. But back to the thing.
Smooth, you're insane. Go crunchy, man. Why not?
Do you like pulp in your orange juice?
I don't mind it. I like the juice that you guys had at your house the one day, the little spicy one.
Oh, the jalapeno lemonade.
That was good.
Sorry, we're gonna get off. We're gonna bring it back on topic. No, at the end of the day, because I'm not part of like the enraged culture online, like especially a place like Reddit that likes to hate everything.
Yeah.
I don't feel the need anymore to shit on people's enjoyment. If people like that movie, I'm not going to feel bad or good about that. I'm going to take your opinion very seriously, and I'm going to look into it when I can. Like tonight, I'm going to go watch Thunderbolts. Like the moment we click off, I'm watching Thunderbolts.
Hell yeah.
So there's still things that I am invested in, and also like I don't really think of anime as like there is the anime people that's like the subculture, like otakus and waifus and hentai and stuff like that. And those are that's a lot of the people that we see at comic expos are the people who make anime kind of like a big part of their personality.
Yeah.
To me, anime is just it's a medium. It's just a way to present interesting things. It's the same as like watching a movie in black and white. It's the same as watching a 3D generated movie. It's the same as watching like I said, Avatar with the 3D glasses.
Yeah.
Anime is the exact same thing to me. I'm there to watch the stories. I don't like all anime because it's anime. I like some animes and it just happens to be anime. And it's the same thing with this thing. Like there's a very good chance that I watch this movie and I go, you know what, Josh? Like I just didn't like it that much. It wasn't a great anime in my opinion, but I gave it a chance.
You know, the one thing you walk away with, you're like, those songs were bangers, because that's already what's happened to Nick. He's like, fuck. He's like, these songs are kind of bangers. He's like, he hasn't watched it yet either. He's kind of doing what you're doing to piss me off a little bit.
Yeah.
But he's like, my manager showed me these songs the other day. He's like, fuck. So I'm like, I'm telling you, they're kind of bangers.
Well, that's the one thing that I think is kind of keeping me on the fence is that I typically do not enjoy musicals.
Yeah.
But I also understand, like, especially in like kids movie,
it's
like
Disney,
it's not,
it's like
yeah,
musical,
they're not, yeah, that I get that. Like, I've watched less and less of those as the years have gone on.
Yeah,
but they don't bother me that much. So, no.
I really do feel like there's a theater kid in me that never fully got the
to
his thing. Like the more like, because even like how much I liked Wicked, how much I like this, I'm like, man, I probably should have done more theater as a kid. Because I'm like, there's a theater and a dramatic side of me, and maybe that it shows up. I mean, obviously, people that follow my broadcasting, like, but there is that side of me that I should have put into something else as well.
Yeah. Well, I have no. I would support you in that thing. I think you'd actually be you'd be a fantastic like improv person. You'd be a fantastic like. You'd be a fantastic like musical theater guy. I think you'd have a lot of fun with it.
Maybe we'll make some connections at SIF this year. We'll
see. Know what? If you were born like kind of 20 years later,
yeah,
especially like if you were in junior high when Glee was popular, I could see you jumping in on that bandwagon.
You know what's funny is because I had a friend and I was like, "You're gonna love Glee." I'm like, "I don't want to watch that. I want to watch that." Now I kind of look back and I see clips online. I'm like, "Fuck, I probably would have liked Glee."
You never watched it?
Never watched it. No. Because I remember they did a "Don't Stop Believing" cover, and I fucking hated it so much.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I can't watch it out of principle because I don't like this cover of "Don't Stop Believing."
So I am participating in a wedding that will utilize that version of the song in some way. It's not exact. It's a little bit of like kind of like a homemade version.
Yeah.
And I'm right there with you. But you know what? Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do for your friends.
I just need to hear that's you get to do that. But give me the Steve Perry pipes.
Oh, 100%. Oh, hey, yeah. Or Arnell.
Yeah.
Or Arnell. I'll give Arnell credit for that. So
yeah, that's it for K-pop Demon Hunters for now. Unless Devan watches it over the weekend, then we'll talk about it. But for now, I will chill out. The pops are really cool. And
would you get all the whole collection, or would you only get like the girls, or the like? What would you separate it?
I'm not sure yet. Like my Funkos have been very pulled back. I actually don't remember no, I do. Betty Draper was the last Funko I ever bought so far. And Ted Lasso.
Okay.
Ted Lasso right here. And it was only because it was a chase.
The glasses are pretty sweet, not gonna lie.
And I was like, okay, that's a pretty dope one. I like Ted Lasso. I wouldn't mind having something on my desk for it. And why isn't it out of the box again? Because for collectors, it's a chase, which is very rare. So
yep,
take it out of the
100%.
box. So I just like having stuff on my desk now. Like
little things. Hey. I've actually briefly flirted with the idea of a Lasso rewatch.
And I'm doing the Succession one I'm pretty close with. I think
oh my. I have seen, so Josh sent me the clip of Tom interviewing the news anchor about Mein Kampf and being a neo-Nazi in Lego form, which actually made it. Actually, the real rewatch would just be watching Lego Succession.
Yeah.
I would watch the shit out of that. That's a different story though.
But
then I saw the real life version clip of that like 4 more times in like 2 days on Instagram, and I watched it every single time.
Of course.
Because they kept like every single like little Tom-ism came out there, and I was like, I just kept finding a new thing to laugh about. Where he's like, oh, like he's like, so you've read it a few times. There was some real nuggets you didn't get the first time.
I think I can securely say that is number 2 all time locked in now.
Yeah, being a couple years after the fact, like I don't know if my partner feels the same way about it, because I rewatched it with her shortly afterwards. Or I guess it was kind of concurrent. I think we were kind of catching up, but
yeah, I think so.
It is like so comfortably on my Rushmore.
Oh yeah, like Mad Men is. I don't think anyone will ever take Mad Men off number 1 for me. Just of the moment of what that was like experiencing for a television moment. I mean, that's Breaking Bad has that as well. But I think when I first saw it, I'm like, how is this a television show? Like it's hard to explain to some, because Sopranos had that feeling too, right? But like, just like I was like, how is this a television show? Wire had that, Sopranos had that, and then it's almost like Mad Men was like, okay, I'm going to take it to a whole different level now.
There was an authenticity to Mad Men that you didn't think was possible on TV.
Yeah.
Everything about it was so authentic, so real. It felt like they literally were in the 60s the whole time. Mm-hmm. And as we talked about this a lot of times, especially over the last 10, 11 years, like it influenced a lot of culture, dress, music, bartending.
Yeah.
Like it was just, everyone had a Mad Men phase in the 2010s.
There was Shogun. Shogun's probably the last. X-Men 97 and Shogun probably the last 2 shows I felt like that I did with Succession to Mad Men. Nothing this year has felt like that. White Lotus was close at times.
This season had I think we're going to look back, and I think we're going to think that this season some of the peaks were really high, but I think some of the lows are a little too low.
Yeah.
But I'm also not as like negative about White Lotus season 3 as other people. Like people are like, oh, like Lisa's storyline is totally wasted. And it's like, there's tons of people in the first 2 seasons who did nothing.
Yeah. It's just because it was Lisa.
Yeah. But okay. What is really quickly, what is your Rushmore just off the top of your head?
Mad Men, Succession, sentimentally One Tree Hill. That's not by.
No, it's fine. Whatever. It's your Rushmore.
That's
your Rushmore.
And then Simpsons is holding on, man. Those 9 seasons
barely
making it hold on. I mean, I have to rewatch Sopranos. I feel like I've only watched Sopranos once, and I was in my teens to 20s when I watched it.
Oh yeah.
So like I've almost kind of forgot it, right? Like. So I feel like the Sopranos rewatch needs to happen and the Wire rewatch needs to happen, because those were in my teens and my 20s when I watched The Wire and Sopranos. So I'm just trying to think. I'm sure I'm forgetting something right now.
No, but Rushmore's only 4, so I
think those would be I know, but I think I'm forgetting a big one on there. Like Breaking Bad, I really like Breaking Bad, but I don't think it
No.
overtook any of those shows for me all time, really. Like, I think it's because I can go back to One Tree Hill moments with so many friends and whatnot and stuff, and same with Simpsons stuff. I think that's a big part of it too, of you can go back to it and how you felt in those moments when you were watching it.
Right.
It's such a big thing. So, I mean, I will tell you, I think South Park's almost knocked out Simpsons. It's pretty close.
Well, there's a huge longevity factor about South Park that we cannot deny anymore, and the fact that they keep just pumping out bangers and they don't take any fucks from anybody
Because
is
South
really
Park hasn't
commendable.
had like a bad season. They've had, that season was okay, but it hasn't had the drop that Family Guy has. I was talking about this with Senator when he was over for our fantasy draft this week, and was like, American Dad, up and down. Futurama, up and down. Simpsons, up and down. This King of the Hill season was good, but even King of the Hill has some up and down seasons. King of the Hill is probably the closest to consistency that South Park had.
I think I'm in the peak right now. So I'm in season 8, and I definitely recognize that like season 7 and 8 have the most episodes that are on par with The Simpsons. Where like if I tell you the plot, you'd be like, "Oh, I remember that one."
Yeah. So what about you? What would you say the 4 are? Shogun might be on there actually. You know what? I might put Shogun on there. Shogun was
really wow. Geez.
Lasso's on there actually. Sorry, Lasso's on there. Simpsons is off. It's Lasso.
So yours is Succession, Lasso, Mad Men, and One Tree Hill?
Yeah.
Dang, that's pretty good. Television-wise. Succession.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I need to put a Gundam on or not. I feel like that's kind of like it's like an asterisk though. Like I hide that away from most people. Bebop.
Mm-hmm. Nice. It's in my top 10. It's in my top 10.
The Wire.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I feel like there's so many shows like if you blink and you miss it, like. But if I go back and look at like a list, I'd be like, oh, I was good. Barry's kind of up there.
I thought you might do an OC.
If you did One Tree, I briefly thought about OC, but in reality, we're only talking about OC 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Not 3 and 4. So it's kind of like, like if I could
I'm talking about all One Tree Hill, even the one when Dan Scott needs a heart transplant, and then
right, like you love it no matter what.
Heart falls out, and then the golden retriever eats the heart.
I didn't love season 3 and 4. Batman the Animated Series potentially.
Okay. One Tree Hill's out. Justice League Unlimited's in.
Yeah, like I don't think that we shouldn't forget about some of those like kid shows that just hit way too hard.
Okay, we're gonna have to come back to this next week.
But if you ask me my my Mount Rushmore for individual episodes, it's different. Yes. And my Mount Rushmore for seasons is different.
We're coming back to this next week. Really quickly, just for movies. Do you have the 4 for movies? So I just redid mine for Letterboxd.
Okay, what is it?
So Back to the Future is still number 1.
Okay.
And then Empire is number 2. And then Anchorman is 3. That's always been the 3.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
Now in it, It's a Wonderful Life is number 4.
Really? I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Number 4.
But that good. But you watch it every year?
Every Christmas with my mom, and I think as I get older, that is going to become much more of an emotional thing.
Right.
So I think that's going to stand out. And I love it. Yeah. So that's number 4. It passed Raiders for me on my Mount Rushmore now.
Mine are probably Ghost in the Shell.
Mm-hmm.
Holy Grail.
Nice.
Doctor Strangelove.
Oh, hell yeah. Never seen it. On my list.
Oh, it's so good. It's so funny. It's like one of those. Every time I watch it, I find something new. And then it might be Police Story with Jackie Chan.
Oh, wow. That's a hell of a list.
the last like 2 or 3 years, I've been going down these like kung fu movies and action movies. Like I watched like Hard Boiled last year, John
Nice.
Woo. And like the whole like Asian cinema to me, or like just kung fu movies in general. I guess Kill Bill could be up there if I really wanted to, but like back then in the 70s and 80s, you couldn't fake the choreography.
No.
All of those fights those guys worked on for 2 weeks, 2 months, whatever, to make it as perfect as humanly possible. And I think I appreciate how real it is. Like you can't hide behind green screens. You can't hide behind you have to pull your punches. You have to actually make contact with them. And then for the idea of Police Story, they do this stunt. I've already told the story on the pod a few times. They did this crazy ass stunt in the movie. They replayed it 4 fucking times. It was such a cool stunt. They have all these cameras set up all over the whole place. They do the stunt, and then so he does it the one time, and you're like, holy shit, what do? They immediately replay it 2 more times, and then they replay it again in the credits.
Amazing.
It was so impressive. And it was real. And then Jackie Chan, of course, like he broke like 3 ribs in his wrist, and then like or something like it was so dumb. But when you watch it on TV, you're like, why would anyone do that? But yet he did.
See, your 4 there reminds me whenever they do these letterbox 4, and I'm like, those are always the ones I enjoy because they don't give the cliche answers. And I gave 2 at least of the cliche answers with Empire and Back to the Future. But yeah,
my thing for, like Star Wars would be on that list, but my problem is that I like Star Wars more than I like them. I like the Star Wars idea more than I like the movies.
Yeah.
And
so that's kind of the thing with Back to the Future. I think I like Back to the Future 2, maybe more than 1.
Right.
I'm not sure. But then I also like 3. I think 3's fun too. I know some people don't like 3, but I like the whole series as a whole.
When you say you like when you have Back to the Future,
I can't watch just Back to the Future and then not watch all 3. That's even like when the rewatchables did A New Hope. I'm like, I'm watching A New Hope, and now I'm watching Empire, now I'm watching Jedi. I'm like, okay, well, fuck it, I gotta go back and watch the prequels, and then I'm watching the sequels, and then I'm watching Solo. Like that's just kind of what happens. That's why I don't watch many. It's like, oh, did you just watch Empire? I'm like, I just can't just watch Empire and then not watch anymore. I can't do it.
Yes, that's kind of where I'm at with Star Wars, where I would put the list on as like from like sentimentality, but at the same time, like I feel like I would talk myself out of it more than I would talk myself into it. So yeah. I like if you said franchises, what are your Mount Rushmore for franchises? Star Wars is on it.
Yeah.
But I couldn't pick Empire over Episode 3 or Rogue One. Even
if I took franchises out, I tell you what, Casino is in that top 4 for me. I'm not getting into this take right now. I think Casino is better than Goodfellas. I'm not getting into this take. I know no one likes this take.
I don't know. I don't dislike it. No, it's when people are like, "Oh, Casino's better than The Godfather." No, it's not.
No, it's
not even close.
No.
But I understand if you tell me that you like Casino more. That's fine.
Yes. That's one of it's not the best De Niro I've seen is probably Raging Bull. That's probably the best I've ever seen De Niro.
Ooh, I've heard that. I don't think I've seen it. I think I've seen it pop up.
It's not a rewatchable. It's not a rewatchable.
Oh no, I know kind of some of the things that happen.
Taxi Driver, obviously up there. Untouchables, he's great. Untouchables might be in that top 4 too.
Taxi Driver is not rewatchable.
No, Taxi Driver's not rewatchable either. No.
Taxi Driver's
like performances for De Niro.
Oh, the other thing I'd consider too, like Saving Private Ryan.
Yes, I know you're one of your favorites, and that's also a really good one as well.
But like I don't think I haven't rewatched it in.
So it was even years. For shows. I thought you might have Band of Brothers because I know how much that means to you as well.
I don't think. Well, it's still a miniseries, so I think I would do a miniseries more. Like because if you have miniseries, you have Band of Brothers, maybe you have Sherlock.
See, I didn't put Sherlock in there, but that last season of Sherlock I'm mixed on. So.
Oh, I know. I was just thinking about Sherlock the other day.
With the sister.
It was kind of cool if there was more hints to it.
Yes.
But there wasn't. So
I've never rewatched it since we saw it in the theater that one time. I never rewatched it.
I rewatched it with my partner when we first started dating because she was looking for shows, and I was like, "Look, you need to watch Sherlock."
Yeah, it's a good show.
Then I wore my shirt, and then I felt happy. So.
Yeah. let's talk about some shows that are on right now. Some we'll get through a little quicker here. Platonic. I love you, Seth Rogen, but like I told Devan, it feels like the dog is chasing his tail a little bit.
I'm halfway out. Oh man, that like halfway through that episode, I was like, "What are we doing?" You're right about the one note thing. Go. Give me your rant.
It's just, Seth is a fuck up. He can't get his job, and then Rose Byrne can't figure her stuff out, and then the husband has an identity crisis. I'm like, I've seen this. Okay, we got it. I get it.
Well, you know what's funny? After, was it the premiere of season 2, or maybe it was right after? Oh, right after the wedding episode. So what was that, last week? I was like, let's do the rewatch of episode 1, the pilot, which as we know, starts with him getting divorced, right?
Yeah.
And I thought it was like a nice little like full circle thing where like, if they wanted to like end the show or end, like they should have ended the season with him like walking out of the wedding and then them getting in a big fight, starting the next season the exact same way they started season 1, but the opposite.
Yeah.
Where instead of like, I think, was she mad at him or whatever it was, just do the opposite. But you're right in terms of the idea that the whole, like, some of these situations that they're finding themselves in are not realistic anymore. And
no,
it never
we talked
was.
about the lawyer breaking into that house. I'm like, he wouldn't.
What a dumb thing. It doesn't matter how drunk that guy is. Like, I understand that he like had a bro night, and I thought like the whole workout thing was awesome. Was hilarious. One of my
scenes, even when he did like, oh, we can do RDLs, and he says like, yeah, it's like Roman deadlifts.
Yeah.
It was like, that was like really perfect.
Seth going through the breakup and living with them in the backyard. Okay, I'm gonna get along with that. It's a little bit of Full House, but like whatever. Yeah. Charlie doing Jeopardy, then bombing. Like we could have explored that for a whole episode, but like, or are we focusing on him having a panic attack, or are we focusing on his wife being late? Because we start the episode with, again, Rose Byrne and Seth Rogen fucking something up, and now she's late to get to her husband's taping when the whole other family's there on time. So what the hell is she doing that Seth Rogen needs to do that they can't just go with the family and just like take care of business? Like, I don't actually appreciate much about this show in terms of the idea that like Rose Byrne and Seth Rogen are fuck ups. I appreciate their friendship, their actual friendship, the way that they make jokes with each other, the way that they can finish each other's sentences, the way that they can say mean things to each other that are true sometimes, and like they know that they love each other. That kind of friendship stuff is like what I like about, like, I want to see their chemistry on TV. I don't want to see them constantly like have these nuclear level blow-ups where potential crimes are committed, people are getting fired from their jobs, or like they're like, even last season we were really frustrated because is his name Charlie, the husband? His name, it's like Luke McFarlane, right?
Yeah, Luke McFarlane. Yeah, he was in the rom-com with Billy Eichner.
That's right. But Luke McFarlane's character is like grinding up on some coworker at a work, like they're staying late for work, and he's grinding on this colleague while he's married. That is not cool under any stretch of any circumstance. Like, that part was too far for me. I don't mind like them kicking over scooters and getting drunk and like, making a mess of the house or something like that. But once he started like crossing the lines in terms of what's actually cheating, that was fucked up. That was really, really fucked up. Mm-hmm. Him breaking into the house is fucked up.
Well, he was like, I'm going to get disbarred. Like, we already knew that you were going to get disbarred, though.
Exactly. Like, just like when you couldn't get over the fence, walk away. And then you can still talk about, like, you can still get home and you guys can be kind of drunk and laughing about how like you almost broke into this house. Like, that's fine. Make those jokes. But when you actually commit crimes that are affecting people, and it's going to affect your livelihood, because now the next episode, theoretically, they broke into like a mansion. There's cameras everywhere. There's motion sensors everywhere. They're going to get his face.
Also, he left the goddamn back door open. I was losing my shit. I'm like, at least close the fucking door that you're breaking into.
Well, not even that, but like this guy that the house that he's breaking into is like a fucking multimillionaire who also he showed up on his TV show. He's gonna get caught. He's gonna get charged. He's gonna get fired.
Yeah.
Then he's gonna get like. So now I think it almost seems like they're leading towards this show isn't about their friendship anymore. This is about the three of them, like all finding out what they want to do in life or something like that. Because the whole episode was Luke McFarlane being like, "Oh, I don't want to be a lawyer. I have 3 kids. I got to be a provider." And then it's just like, "Oh, I'm going to get potentially arrested and charged with breaking and entering, and then I'm going to lose my lawyer's license. Like I'm going to get disbarred." And now what? Him and Rose Byrne's character are going to be like party planners. That's not. I don't want to hear about that, man.
No.
But that takes away the whole friggin' idea of like Luke McFarlane and Seth Rogen's characters like becoming friends.
Yeah, the scene with Cal Mooney was kind of funny.
What's that?
The scene with Cal Mooney and Cal Mooney being a dick and then him ripping off the banner was kind of funny.
Oh yeah, exactly. Those are the like I want low stakes things. I don't like. I know that Seth Rogen, when he broke up with the CEO of the company and left her at the altar, is not going to go back to his normal job and go back to his old job where he's friggin' rich. But hey, that's a different story. I don't mind that part. Like breaking off a wedding is not getting into trouble, legal trouble. But friggin' breaking into someone's house is a big fucking deal. And I was not about that. I was anti that the whole time.
There was a lot of yelling at me during that scene. And not at me, but from me. It's just like, what are you doing? This is really stupid. Not even like, because not even being a situation where you're like, oh, I'm worried about the character and this and this and this. Is like, it wasn't even like that. It was more like, no, this is just fucking stupid. And this guy's a lawyer. He wouldn't be this fucking stupid.
Well, and like they paint him this whole time, with the exception of the sexy dancing, of him being like the reasonable one.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like totally out the window. So now I don't know how to feel about this show. I feel really weird about it. But on the flip side, having rewatched the pilot again, the son, like he had a good joke in the beginning of episode whatever, this latest episode for season 2, about eating carbs and protein and stuff like that.
Yep.
Like I don't really know why we don't like we're not kind of leaning more towards like kind of the sorry, I dropped my headphone case.
No worries.
Leaning towards like, why don't we have Will around the family a bit more? And I don't want to have Full House per se, but like I wouldn't mind an episode where Will has to babysit the kids.
So the next episode is called Road Trip, and it says Sylvia, Will, and Kate take a road trip to the desert. Will faces the reality of working for his ex-fiancée, and Sylvia questions Charlie's stability.
She's questioning his stability. She's got stability problems.
I know.
Like that's the kettle calling the pot black here. And that's exactly what I don't really like about this show, is it almost seems like everyone is so self-aware, but yet they still do dumb shit. If you're that self-aware, you have like crippling anxiety where you don't want to like do these things. And you get talked into doing this shit, and then like bad stuff happens. So not for the first time, but probably for the second time in this show's lifespan, I'm kind of like, what are we doing? Like, we're going too far here.
I watched another Seth Rogen show this week too.
Which one?
You probably didn't even know existed.
What is it?
Sausage Party, Futopia Season 2.
Oh, I knew there was a show, but there's no fucking way I'm watching that.
I didn't know there was a Season 2. I saw Season 1 and it was fine. And as I was doing prep for our fantasy draft, I had it in the background.
Okay.
But I'm just like, it's fine. I think where they're going for the third season actually is kind of interesting. But I'm like, I've rewatched back Sausage Party, the movie.
Right.
I'm like, oh, they kind of totally just forgot about how the movie actually ended when they were like super meta. Like they went meta with it, like the food is alive type of thing, mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. And then they went super meta, like, yo, you're all cartoon characters. You're not even food. And they just totally forgot that and just went more on the food aspect, which is probably the better way to go. But I totally forgot that episode, that the first movie ended with like them be like, oh, Edward Norton and Seth Rogen voice you.
Is like the whole gang voicing all the characters?
All we really had this season was Seth and Michael Cera.
Okay.
Forte's in it as well.
I am glad that Sarah's getting work again. So like that's cool. I'm fine with
Kristen
that.
Wiig may have deceased in season 1. She fell into a sink and the bun
dissolved.
Ooh. Yeah.
You know what? That's probably not the grossest thing I would see on TV. Especially this week. 2 episodes in a row that some crazy, like I watched, like you haven't finished Peacemaker yet, but Peacemaker, some crazy shit happens. And then Alien Earth.
We'll get to Alien really quickly. We'll talk about longer. Peacemaker really quick. I'm just about to finish episode 2. We were just saying before we got on the pod, though, it was like, I think it was Variety or Rolling Stone put out that list of the greatest wrestling actors of all time. And we were debating who number 2 should be and whatnot, because Dave Bautista's number 1. Yeah. John Cena has been really fucking good this season as an actor. To the point, I feel like this season is going to open. I mean, he's retiring here in 4 months from wrestling, so he's going to become obviously more of an actor than ever. But it's kind of at the right time. Like, this is the guy I could now see like in some of the roles that Dave Bautista has taken, some serious roles, and find him actually believable in it. I mean, we're about to find that out with Dwayne Johnson in Smashing Machine coming out here, which I believe Adam's going to see at TIFF next week. So we're going to find that out with Dwayne Johnson there, and if he gets an Oscar nom, which some people believe he's going to. So we're going to see that, but I've never really fully seen it from Dwayne, but I don't think he's been in the position to be in it. But Cena, like, he was good in season 1, but it's a switch when, spoilers for episode 1, when he kills the other Peacemaker, and even when he's talking to his brother and his dad, I'm like, that is some good acting by John.
Oh yeah, that was like clearly the highlight of the episode, where he's just like sitting and looking at his drink, and he's like he's not trying to say too much. His face is doing a lot of the work, the heavy lifting, like. And apparently he just like completely flipped a switch when James Gunn was directing. Like, he needed something, like he needed more emotion out of him or whatever. They took a pause in filming, and then he just like, they hit action, and then like he just brought the waterworks, was a fantastic little piece there. And I'm starting to appreciate John as like a known figure, a celebrity, if you will. Like, I don't really follow his wrestling, so that's my bad. But one of the things I was thinking about in this episode too, because there was like one really cool pop that happens, like that. It almost seems like each, like in these premium TV shows now, and Alien Earth is a little bit guilty of this too. One really big budget busting thing happens, and then everything else is just kind of set up for the next big budget busting thing in the next episode to happen. So it's like they're just trying to hold your attention for that one crazy what the fuck moment. And this episode of Peacemaker, minus like their one little shot there, is kind of boring to me in a sense. I'm not like, and I had like mixed reviews on this show, the first season. Like, it all depends on my tolerance for frat boy humor. And I really I'm trying to find every reason I can not to, but I find my subconscious lumping John Cena and Ryan Reynolds together more and more in the same kind of humor and comedy. And I don't want to. And every time I think about Ryan Reynolds, I just get kind of like annoyed and pissed off, which is why I'm trying to avoid this whole comparison.
By the way, there is a wild comparison with Ryan Reynolds I saw on TikTok the other day that I can't get out of my head now.
Okay.
He is this generation's Chevy Chase. And I can't get it out of my fucking head because I'm like, that is kind of perfect.
Chevy's a better actor, though.
No, but this idea that Chevy would walk into the room and think he's the funniest guy there. And then I got to the point of him just being an asshole.
Oh, yeah. You don't get how funny I am.
That's kind of happening with Ryan now. The rumors with RDJ now from that one tweet have now growing more and more and more. There seems like there's more sources to that type of thing, and we still don't know.
I thought it got debunked.
Now it's back on again. I don't know.
You know what? the best thing to do about this rumor is that if fucking we just pretend it never happened.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I'm more concerned about friggin' the movie.
We don't even
than
know
I
if Ryan
am-
Reynolds is officially in the movie still, by the way.
I don't even like. I'm worried that the movie's even going to be good, let alone
Yeah.
friggin' if they liked each other as people. Because if Doomsday flops, like Marvel's really hurting.
Yeah. I can kind of see the Cena stuff. I do think Cena has a different level to him than, and I don't
Yes.
think Cena thinks he goes into every room and thinks he's the funniest guy there, or he's like
No.
the belle of the ball type of thing, right?
I just think of like it's the frat boy humor.
Yeah.
I love Peacemaker, the show. It's actually really ironic. I really like Peacemaker when he's Chris.
Yes.
And I also appreciated him. I also appreciate, like, especially in episode 1 with the pop with the Justice Gang, not the questions, not the intercom jokes, like that was all fine, but it was him in the car afterwards. That is what I liked about Peacemaker, was that part of his personality where he is striving to be an actual superhero who makes a difference in the world, a positive difference. He wants to be looked up to, and people are not taking him seriously. And one of the things that I'm thinking about more and more with James Gunn stuff is I'm having a hard time of believing that James Gunn is a very deep filmmaker. Like, what you see is kind of what you get.
Yeah.
And it happened with Guardians of the Galaxy, right? A bunch of unlovable misfits come together and find family. But it never changed after that. The characters never had any extra layers to them that made you ever kind of conflict with the idea of them being family or them trying to be good people or not. Like, except for Guardians 1, they were just stuck being misfits who were good. And now Peacemaker and his friends in this show are all suffering from that same thing right now, except when he takes the mask off and he's Chris. So I'm not really sure where to go with this. Like is this a critique of James Gunn? Is this a critique of...
We get to the other dimension with his brother and his dad. I think that's the side I kind of want to just get to. That's where I want to go.
Do you like? Because we're right away we're jumping into multiverses, and it's already been established that the universe he's currently living in is the one connected to the Superman movie, not the other way around. Because if you had said that if he goes through this door into the other dimension, that is the Core and Sweat Superman version, and he's gonna kill Peacemaker and then live there.
Yeah,
I know they're kind of leading up towards that. I get it. But we've already established that Core and Sweat, Mr. Terrific, and Fillion are in this. But they're in this universe because James Gunn he changed the end of season 1.
Yeah.
So why? Like, we already know he's not going to go to that universe because he exists in the one that James Gunn just changed.
Yeah. You know what he can do though is he can say that ending. He can say that Peacemaker was the DCEU one. That could be a twist that happens, I believe.
I guess.
So all the stuff that happened in that one.
Okay, so Aquaman is in this universe.
But his dad and his brother died in that one too, so that doesn't make any sense.
And so now I'm getting to this thing where I'm thinking about, okay, so let's say he actually does, like, because the show's going to want to make us believe that he's actually not going to go back home, right?
Yeah.
I have a feeling that he's going to kill his brother and his dad in the other universe.
Yeah.
They're going to find, they're going to find out that he killed the other Chris, and then they're going to go after him, right? Like, they're going to come into his universe. They're going to use that door. They're going to the other universe. They're going to go into the regular world that we already know, and then he's going to fight them. And I don't know who he's going to fight them with, if it's just going to be him and Vigilante.
Well, then he's going to have the really tough decision of having to kill his brother on purpose this time.
Yes, exactly. That's how the show's going to go. And that's kind of... And if this is the case, then that kind of confirms that James Gunn to me is not a very deep filmmaker. I'm not saying he's not good. I'm not saying he's bad or anything like that. I'm just saying like I'm not getting a lot of like layers to this Peacemaker show other than Chris's want to be a good guy, which I like about that show. Everything else, like Hargraves, I couldn't really give a shit about. Vigilante, I don't really give a shit about. Economist, I don't really give a shit about. Who's his other friend? The one with the dogs, the lady with the black lady.
Girl
What's her name?
from Orange Is the New Black.
Yeah, I like her because I think she's a good actor. But like, I'm just like not really sure. Like, this isn't really a water cooler show to me. Like, it seems like it's fine, but like after a while, I think I'm just gonna get bored of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of the problem I have with like John Cena right now and lumping him with Ryan Reynolds is that I'm not getting like a lot of nuances to it. Like, to take a page out of the shows that we were talking about with the Rushmore, like we never knew, Tom's ultimate goal. We never knew what Roman was really planning. And then all these different, like every conversation in succession kind of had two meanings to it, and he didn't know which way it was supposed to be taken or which way the characters were taking it. In this show, it's just kind of like, like what you see is what you get. And I want a little bit more from Peacemaker.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I don't feel intellectually challenged. That's just me though.
Yeah. And then Alien Earth.
So that's probably the fucking weirdest thing I've seen on television ever.
The sheep?
Yeah, are you with me on that? Are you like
the weirdest thing I've ever seen?
Like that was straight fucked up. That's on my Mount Rushmore for like that and friggin' Hank getting murked in Breaking Bad, where like or the Bell episode from Breaking Bad maybe up there, but like this show is doing such a good job of making you question the universe, but at the same time it's like it's just giving you more and more information to enjoy the movies more, I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't know, what do you think? Like you've been talked for a little while, so.
I found this episode good, but a little bit boring. I felt like there was a lot of dialogue, a lot of learning. We kind of got to see a lot more of what are we calling what Wendy and her friends are?
They're the Lost Boys. It's fine.
Yeah, but what are they like? Because the one dude is a cyborg. Or they're not.
Oh no, they're all synths. They're all synths. No, they describe. I can't remember, but whatever.
So you're kind of starting to see them all have this. What am I? I'm not a human. Like, when the one, who's the one girl that
the redhead
Nibs, thinking that she is pregnant.
Well, she's got straight PTSD.
Yeah. So she's having all the stuff that she's having. And then, the one guy that wants to be Isaac. So like, I don't have a name. What is the name? So just having this kind of self-doubt and lack of humanity that they're starting to feel a little bit. Whereas Wendy wants this connection with the aliens, but also still has, that's kind of the thing you're seeing with Boy, is he can tell that if he can just take the detachment away from Joe, that he can have this surplus, not a weapon, but intelligence of connecting with the aliens. And he knows that the Joe connection is hurting that ability for him to hit this next level to connect with the xenomorphs the way that Wendy's starting to right now.
I was talking about this with my cousin, the super fan, throughout the show. I basically want everyone to die. Yeah. I don't know if there's any single character that I really want to see survive. That doesn't mean I hate everybody, but right now, like, I'm okay if people surprise me and get got. But I do appreciate a lot of the themes that they are trying to tackle in terms of like what makes you a human. I'm actually watching it's funny. I'm actually watching a Ghost in the Shell TV show from the early 2000s.
Nice.
And Ghost in the Shell really tries to tackle this because much like the synths or the replicants in Alien, like the main character of Ghost in the Shell was someone who had their brains put into this body. Does that still make them human? Where are the lines, right? Or when an AI decides that it's sentient, does that make them a person? Not a human, but does that make them a person? And if they're a person, do they have rights like anybody else, or are they property? And if they're property, then they're not a living organism, right?
Well, like, yeah, even telling to Nibs of being like, "You're a machine," and her being like, "What?" Like, it's kind of having that and I think they didn't want to say it like that, right? But just kind of like being very blunt with that was kind of like, oh.
Well, you have to remember too, like especially from the perspective of some of these employees, some of the people from Prodigy, the company, like they are a product, they're a prototype, right? So, and they're also going to I don't think that they want to have these. I don't think most of those characters in that show want to have the philosophical conversation with a bunch of superpowered androids or cyborgs, whatever you want to call them. Because we saw with Nibs, when you they have the potential of killing everybody in that room, no problem. I mean, even Wendy killed a xenomorph with just a friggin' sword. So it's like they're all kind of like all the human characters, assuming they are human, are walking on tiptoes around these individuals because they don't the cyborgs don't know their own strength yet, like their own potential. And we just starting to see it with Isaac now. Isaac has a purpose. And he brings up a really good point in terms of being able to download information into his brain to understand it. Like he's learning advanced biology and zoology. Like if you had access to just plug in and read a book in 1 second, would you not do that? Of course I would do that with everything in the world. I would want to know everything. And so it's actually a bigger question for the other kids why they aren't doing that. Like, shouldn't they all have kind of combat training? They should all have like medicine. They should have science and chemistry, because when they have to go out into the field, they have to be able to know how to solve a lot of these problems. And that kind of brings up another show that I watched a while ago, which was the Astrobot show on Netflix. And one of the really interesting things about Astro Boy, not Astrobot, sorry, Astro Boy.
See, we both did the same thing.
Was that the guy who created Astro Boy gave him all that information, but it follows Astro Boy having not experienced everything yet.
Right.
So he's like a 7 or 10-year-old boy or something like that, or his body is, and he can go to a crime scene and he understands exactly what happens and he can analyze all the data, but he also hasn't experienced something like even like skiing, for example. And so imagine knowing everything or knowing everything about everything, but not having done any of it. And so it's like seeing the world. Like we have a brand new puppy. He's 9 months old. And the last few months have been really interesting because we're watching him make sense of things that I already understand. Like he got really upset. He got really defensive because there was like a lime scooter on the side of the road outside of the house while we're going on our walk the other day. And it took him like 2 or 3 days of like growling at it and barking at it to realize that it wasn't going to be a threat, because it was new. It's never been on his walk before. Then suddenly it shows up one day and now it's suddenly a threat. But now when he sees it, it's not that scary to him anymore. And it's just a scooter.
Yeah.
So that's what I think I'm liking about Alien, is kind of like this idea that these characters, like these kids, even Slightly, who's getting a lot of airtime in the last couple of episodes, the dude that he's talking to wirelessly he's really being tested limits of like what it means to be loyal and friendship. which
Yeah.
I think is a nice little philosophical thing to explore in an episode.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. You talk to me about your experience with Alien for a little while.
No, I think it's good. I think you kind of nailed everything there. I think the main thing is just the connection with everybody, right? Like what Morrow is doing and the way that he is. I've liked the way that character he's got. Like I talked about it last episode with Morrow, that he has a little bit of David to him.
Yeah.
Just of the way that he manipulates things, but he's almost, I want to say smarter than David, but it's just even when he was talking to the company beforehand in the prior episode, and just they was like, "Oh, your job is done. Come in." He's like, "No, I'm not done. I'm kind of doing this myself."
Well, you have to wonder, because is he partly human?
I know. I think he's full cyborg.
We're not talking like you're okay. I think we're talking about the same character, so I just want to make sure.
Talking about Morrow,
because we know his arm is cybernetic, and we know that. But also, we also saw him like download the information from the spaceship, and it was different than when Timothy Olyphant's character did that. And Timothy Olyphant's character is definitely 100% an android, 100% a synthetic or whatever, right? So
yeah.
I think he's got a bit of human in him, but not enough.
No.
But maybe. I don't know. That's part of this is part of the fun of the show, is that there are so many wrinkles into the universe, like who's real, who's not real, what are their objectives. And then on the flip side, Timothy Olyphant's character, pretty good at his job. Because he knows Slightly is talking to the dude outside, right?
Yeah.
He knows the plan because he can hear him talk, because he's like, they've talked about it in the first episode. Like we can hack your eyes and watch what you're watching.
Yeah.
So we can hear what you're hearing. Like this isn't crazy. And then he knows they need to steal an egg. He also knows what's going on with Wendy and her brother. And then he also knows that Nibs friggin' just about killed the doctor.
Yeah.
So he's got everything a lot. Like he's just moving the pieces. But I'm wondering now, and my cousin also thought about this too, what are his goals? Because I feel like he's going to set up Boy Cavalier to get got.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Like it's 100% certain in my mind that this company, like Boy Cavalier, is going to get eaten in like one of the last episodes. The company is going to go crazy, and then it's going to get bought up by Yutani, and then we're going to go off into to Alien 2 years later.
Yeah, you see it.
But then, like, I'm trying to figure out like what technologies or what part of Prodigy, the company, other than the xenomorphs, does Weyland Yutani need for Alien to go forward as a movie? Like, is there replicant technology that they're going to take, or is Timothy Olyphant's character, is he potentially like not is he not property of Prodigy? Is he a Weyland Yutani cyborg, for example, that we don't know about?
I think someone's got to be a spy within there, you would think, right?
Yes, that's what I'm wondering, right? That's kind of the fun part about this show, is there's a little bit of like science fiction, like there's the alien part of it where you just want to see people get eaten. And there's also like this philosophical part, and there's also like the spying part. So there's like lots of different little nuggets that I'm appreciating about this show.
Yeah, I mean, there's still 4 episodes left. I want more action, but I obviously think that's going to come. I think this episode was a good one for character building overall.
Well, the other thing too is it costs so much money, and that's exactly why we didn't see the xenomorph fight in the thing, was because it just would have blown the whole budget.
Oh, they did the I always like to call it the Scarface effect, right? There's that scene of Scarface where the dude's in the shower and gets cut with a chainsaw, but you never see it. It's just the sound to it.
Yeah, you can't afford it.
So then it's funny, sometimes you read interviews like, no, that dude gets cut in half, and Scarface like, no, you never see it. It's just the sound effect. So
yeah,
they kind of did that effect of like, you hear all the stuff and your mind plays the cinema for you instead of actually letting it play out.
But what did we see though, Josh?
The I keep on saying the goat. It was a sheep.
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, the Mr. Eyeball is what my cousin and I call him.
Mm-hmm.
He's an elite level alien. You know right away that this thing is like observing things and he's like trying to learn, and eventually that's gonna bite somebody in the ass, right?
So like, does it seep in there and then take over the brain for all motor functions? Is what I'm guessing.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. But even just the idea, like, and I thought they were totally gonna do the same thing they did in the previous episode with the xenomorph fight, where like they weren't gonna actually show the eyeball monster killing the sheep. Because it attaches itself and it starts to like fight it, and then it cuts away, right? And then you see the people in the glass, like, and they all look horrified, and you're like, oh, like we're actually not going to see it. It's a budget issue. Like, that's really sad. That's too bad. Then they switch back to Mr. Eyeball ripping out the eyeball of the sheep. Like, that was disgusting. That was crazy.
And then
that
it stands up.
And then it stands up. It got even weirder. And then it just stares at them. And then you just see that this, like, because the eyeball's like bigger, it looks a little bit different. Like, you're like, I was waiting for it to speak after that point. I was freaking the fuck out.
I thought it was gonna do something. I thought all of a sudden it was gonna like have like a roar or screech or some shit.
Yeah.
So because when it stood up, I thought I like have like the extra alien tongue or something like that. I didn't need to. Even just standing up was fucking spooky.
Oh god, like, and that's exactly kind of the thrill. That's the thrill you get from watching Alien the first time, was like you don't know how these things work, and then it just suddenly bursts out of your chest.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is the scariest thing I've ever seen. Like, I am like, I don't know what's gonna happen to Mr. Eyeball. I don't think it'll live. I think it'll end up dying like in one of the last episodes, and like that'll be it. But the powers that thing has, like, it's going into some person's eyeball, right? Like, is it going like one of the, like, I don't know who, like the scientist guy or the wife, like
boy or the wife, yeah.
Yeah, like it almost seems like it's trying to learn, right? So it would make sense that it's gonna go after Boy Cavalier because it's the smartest person it can see, right? And it's gonna. So then, what happens when it learns his intelligence? Does it become exponentially smarter? Like, can it open doors? Can it program computers? Can it, like, where is it going to be able to speak? Like, I have so many questions, and I feel like the show's doing a good job of like slowly dripping the answers to me.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it is a very good weekly watch right now. I will say that about it. Like I don't feel disappointed when I walk away. I feel like I pick something away character-wise for it. I feel like we have further advanced the story. I don't feel like I'm angry after. I feel like I am satisfied with that hour of television that I've had.
And it makes me like, as I'm a very casual Aliens fan, I am not a resource. I watch it once in a while just for fun. I feel like it also is a fun show. Like, it has a bit of water cooler. Like, it's not for everybody. It's not going to be the show that my parents watch. But I'm also not against it. Like, I don't have any expectations for it, I think. And so I'm really happy just seeing interesting things. Like, I want to see how far they can push the envelope in terms of the Alien universe. And some Alien fans might be really upset about this show. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Myself and my cousin, the Uber fan with the xenomorph tattoo, is very happy with it. And that's sometimes like, that's good enough for me. If a true fan is happy with it, good enough for me.
That's what I'm enjoying the most, is just what you and your cousin get to have for it together. So,
oh well, even, and then the other thing too, they're looking into like theories and stuff like that. Like they are trying to figure out, like, with people on Reddit, like, what's going to happen. And it just so happens that we're all kind of coming to the same conclusions. Like, Mr. Eyeball is going to go after Boy Cavalier. The xenomorph, though, like the xenomorph and the whistling and whatever, talking to Wendy, like, what'd you think about that part? Like, we've never seen, and I actually had to ask my cousin this, we never actually saw, like, once the chest burster comes out and it scuttles away, we've never actually seen like the tadpole until it grows up into an actual xenomorph. So like the thing with like that, it having like the
Yeah, I was
long
wondering about
tail's
that,
cool.
if we'd ever seen it like that before.
No, not to their knowledge. And that thing was like kind of creepy. Like it wasn't creepy looking. It was kind of cool. It was like kind of like a snake. It was, I mean, obviously like everything H.R. Geiger does very like penis like. So there's like some like, what is she gonna do with it? And then I was wondering like, is this gonna potentially explain why Ripley was seen as like the queen for that one alien in Aliens? Like, why is this alien attaching itself to Wendy? Like, is it through like, and why is she able to hear it? Is it because she has like mechanical ears? Is it because of some kind of programming? Like, how did this happen? I want to know. I have questions.
And I can't wait to get them answered. I think that's about it, unless there's anything else you saw or wanted to talk about really quick.
No, these two shows, just Platonic and Alien, and then I mean I'm watching like I said, I'm watching King of the Hill and I'm watching Ghost in the Shell. But those are different stories for different days. I'm watching some old movies here and there. All right, we'll be back next week with more Alien and maybe Platonic. And until then, folks, cheers and enjoy the day, people.